Many people find it easy to be kind to others. We give support, we listen, we offer soft words. But when it comes to ourselves, kindness often disappears. Instead, we speak to ourselves in ways we would never use with a friend. We become cold, strict, and even cruel in our own minds. Why does this happen? One reason is that we think being hard on ourselves helps us grow. We believe that if we don't push ourselves, we will become lazy or weak. So we use shame or guilt like tools, hoping they will improve us. But these feelings usually make us feel smaller, not stronger. Another reason is old pain. Maybe someone spoke harshly to us when we were young. Maybe we learned to connect love with pressure. Over time, we repeat these patterns without thinking. It becomes our normal way of being. We forget that there is another way, a softer, more respectful way. In our daily lives, we are also surrounded by messages that say we are not enough. Advertisements, social media, even well-meaning advice can make us feel we must change to be accepted. It's easy to believe that we need to fix ourselves before we can love ourselves. But the truth is, we can start with kindness. We can meet ourselves just as we are. Being kind to yourself is not weakness. It is the beginning of real strength. When you treat yourself with care, you create the conditions for peace. You build a gentle foundation that can support you in both good and difficult times. Kindness does not make you smaller. It allows you to grow in a natural way. When we judge ourselves harshly, it often feels automatic. A mistake happens, and the voice inside quickly says, "You failed," or "You're not good enough." This voice can be loud, even if we don't show it on the outside. But where does it come from? Many times, this judgment begins early in life. Maybe we had parents or teachers who believed in strict discipline. Maybe we were praised only when we did something well. Slowly, we started to think that love must be earned. We believed we had to be perfect to be worthy. Over the years, this belief turned into a voice inside us. It became a habit. Society also adds to this. We are often told to compete, to compare, to always do more. If we rest, we may feel guilty. If we don't succeed, we may feel ashamed. These outside messages mix with our inner voices, and the pressure grows stronger. We become our own biggest critic. But the truth is, harsh judgment is not the same as wisdom. It doesn't help us learn or grow. It only makes us afraid. It keeps us small. If a child falls, we don't yell at them. We help them stand. In the same way, we must learn to respond to our own pain with understanding, not anger. Seeing the roots of our judgment is the first step. It helps us realize that this voice is not truth. It is something we learned, and what is learned can be unlearned. We are not born with self-hate. We are born with openness. With time and awareness, we can return to that natural state, not by force, but through gentle attention. Inside each of us, there is a voice that speaks all day long. It tells us what we should do, what we did wrong, and how we compare to others. Sometimes, this voice is calm, but often it is sharp, critical, or full of worry. To meet ourselves with kindness, we must first understand this voice, not fight it, but listen closely. This inner voice is not your enemy. It tries to protect you. It developed as a way to avoid mistakes or pain. Maybe it says, "Don't try that, you'll fail," or "You're not smart enough." Behind those words is often fear. Fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of being seen as weak. If we listen with care, we can begin to notice the patterns. Does your voice speak in your own words, or does it sound like someone from your past? Is it louder when you feel tired or alone? Does it speak in a way that helps you or hurts you? Understanding does not mean agreeing. You can say, I hear you, without letting that voice control your actions. This is not about silence, it is about balance. You can welcome the voice without letting it take over. You can choose which voices to follow. When you watch your inner voice without judgment, something important happens. You stop being only the one who suffers. You become the one who sees, who understands. This is the beginning of peace. It's like sitting beside a river. The water flows, but you are on the shore. You can watch without being swept away. In time, the voice may soften, not because you forced it, but because you finally listened and gave it the kindness it never had before. We are used to looking at ourselves with a sharp eye. We notice our flaws first. We remember the things we did wrong more than the things we did right. Even in quiet moments, we may replay old mistakes or think about how we should be different. But what if we tried to see ourselves through gentle eyes? Gentle eyes do not mean blind eyes. They still see clearly, but they look with warmth. Imagine how you look at someone you love when they are struggling, a child, a friend, or even a pet. You don't focus on their faults. You see their whole being. You want to help, not to judge. You want them to feel safe. Now imagine turning that same gaze toward yourself. At first, it may feel strange. Your mind might resist. It may say, I don't deserve kindness. But that's just an old belief. It's not the truth. The truth is that you are human. You make mistakes, you feel pain, you grow slowly, just like everyone else. Seeing yourself with gentle eyes means giving yourself permission to be human. It means not expecting perfection before you can care for yourself. It means recognizing your effort, even when the result isn't perfect. It means allowing space to breathe, to feel, to try again. You don't have to force this way of seeing. Just practice noticing when you are being hard on yourself. In those moments, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, what would I say to a dear friend right now? Then offer those words to yourself. Kindness begins in these small shifts, and over time gentle eyes become your natural way of seeing, not just the world, but also the person living within your own skin. Many people think change must be big and fast. We look for one major answer, one powerful experience to fix everything. But meeting yourself with kindness doesn't happen all at once. It grows slowly, through small, quiet moments. These moments may seem simple, but they carry deep power. A small moment can be as basic as pausing before speaking harshly to yourself. It can be choosing to rest when you are tired, without guilt. It can be looking in the mirror and simply saying, "It's okay." These may not seem important, but they are. Each time you choose kindness, even for one breath, you build a new habit. The mind often tells us that small things don't matter. But think of a drop of water falling again and again on a stone. Over time, it leaves a mark. In the same way, your small choices shape how you see yourself. They teach your nervous system that it is safe to be gentle, that you don't need to fight all the time, that you can trust yourself. Some days will be harder than others. You may forget. You may return to old habits. That's okay. Even the choice to begin again is a kind act. It says, I'm still here. I'm still willing. The beauty of small moments is that they are always near. You don't need special tools or perfect timing. You only need to notice. And when you do, let that moment be enough. You don't have to turn it into a goal. Just feel it. Let it be real. In the quiet of daily life, these moments become your guide. And slowly, without force, they lead you back to a gentler way of being. We often try to hide our imperfections. We want to look strong, to have the right answers, to never fail. But no one can live that way for long. The more we fight our flaws, the more pain we create. What if, Instead of hiding our imperfections, we made peace with them. What if they are not the problem, but part of the path? Imperfection is not a mistake. It is part of being alive. Every tree, every rock, every face carries its own unique marks. Nothing in nature is perfect, yet everything belongs. We are the same. Our scars, our fears, our doubts, they are not signs of failure. They are signs of experience. They show we have lived. Many people believe they must fix everything before they can feel peace. But peace does not come after everything is perfect. Peace comes when we stop fighting who we are, when we accept that we are still learning, still growing, still human. To embrace imperfection means to allow space for mistakes. It means to say, I don't have to get it right every time. It means to let go of the idea that you must be someone else to be worthy. You are already enough, even as you change. This is not giving up. This is the beginning of real growth. When you stop using your energy to hide your flaws, you free that energy to live fully. You can laugh more easily, forgive more quickly, and rest more deeply. Your imperfections do not block your path. They are your path. Walk with them, not against them. And in that walk, you may find a kind of strength you never knew was there. Many of us have learned to hide our feelings. When sadness comes, we push it away. When anger rises, we tell ourselves to calm down. When fear appears, we pretend we're fine. We do this because we're afraid of what our feelings might mean. We think they are problems we must solve, or signs of weakness. But feelings are not the enemy. They are messengers. Every feeling, even the difficult ones, has something to tell us. Sadness may be asking for rest. Anger may be pointing to a boundary that was crossed. Fear may be reminding us to slow down. These messages are part of our inner life. If we ignore them, they don't go away. They wait. And over time, they grow heavier. To meet yourself with kindness, you must learn to sit with your feelings. Not to fix them, but to feel them. This can be uncomfortable at first. You may want to run or distract yourself. That's natural. But if you can stay, just for a little while, you may find something surprising. The feeling may soften, the fear may shrink, the sadness may speak clearly. You don't have to explain your feelings to anyone. You don't even need to understand them fully. What matters is that you allow them to exist, that you give them room to breathe. This is an act of respect, not only for your emotions, but for your whole self. You are not broken because you feel deeply. You are alive. And in that life, there is space for joy and sorrow, peace and confusion. All of it belongs. All of it can be held with care. Being present with your feelings is not easy, but it is honest. And in that honesty, you may begin to feel truly at home within yourself. Life can feel uncertain. People change. Situations shift. Sometimes even the places or relationships we once trusted no longer feel safe. In these times, it becomes more important than ever to find a place where we can feel steady. That place is not always outside. Often, it must be built within. To meet yourself with kindness, you need a space inside you that feels safe. A space where you are not judged, not rushed, not blamed. A space where you are allowed to be exactly as you are, even if you are tired, confused, or unsure. This kind of safety does not appear by accident. It is created gently, over time. You build this space by how you speak to yourself. When you choose kind words over harsh ones, you add warmth to that space. When you allow rest instead of pushing through pain, you make that space softer. When you forgive yourself for being human, you make that space deeper. This safe space is not a place of escape. It is a place of return. It reminds you that you don't need to perform to be worthy. You don't need to be strong all the time. You don't need to hide your fears. Here, in this quiet part of you, everything is welcome. Some days, the space may feel small. Other days, it may feel hard to reach. But it is always there, waiting for your attention. Each time you come back to it, even for a moment, it grows stronger. You deserve a place where you are met with care. If no one has ever given it to you, you can begin to give it to yourself. That is not selfish. That is healing. When you begin to treat yourself with kindness, something inside you changes. It's quiet at first, like a small light turning on in a dark room. But over time, that light spreads. It becomes warmth. And that warmth is not just for special moments. It can be with you every day, in ordinary life. Inner warmth is not about always being happy. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It's a way of living where you hold yourself gently, no matter what is happening. When things go well, you celebrate without pressure. When things fall apart, you stay close to yourself, like a friend who never leaves. This warmth also changes how you relate to others. When you are softer with yourself, you become softer with the world. You no longer need to prove your worth. You no longer need to win every argument or hide every fear. You begin to live from a place of enoughness, not because everything is perfect, but because you are present. There will still be hard days. There will still be doubt, but inner warmth gives you something solid to return to. It becomes like a steady fire in your heart, not too loud, not too weak, just enough to remind you, you are here, and that is enough. You don't have to earn this warmth. It is not a reward. It is something you can choose, again and again, in small ways, in how you breathe, in how you speak to yourself, in how you pause before reacting. To live with inner warmth is to walk through the world with care, not only for others, but for the person living in your own body. That is a quiet, lasting kind of strength. There is a place within you that is quiet, steady, and kind. You may not visit it often, but it is always there, waiting, like still water beneath a busy surface. This place is not built through force or effort. It comes alive through your gentle attention. In your daily life, there will be noise. The world will ask many things of you. People will have opinions. Emotions will rise and fall. But no matter what happens outside, this inner space can remain. It is where your true self sits, not needing to impress, not needing to change, just present, just alive. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. If all you do is remember, even once a day, that you can meet yourself with kindness, that is enough. That single moment is like a seed. And with care, it will grow. You are not alone in this. Many people, across many cultures and paths, are learning to come home to themselves. It is not loud work, but it is deep. And each step you take brings a little more peace to this world. If this reflection has touched you in some way, I'm truly grateful. Your presence here matters. Whether you've chosen to like this video, leave a comment, join as a member, or simply watch in silence, thank you. Your quiet support means more than words can say. May you carry this warmth with you as you move through your day. And if the path ever feels heavy, may you return here, not for answers, but to rest. The way back to yourself is always open, and kindness is the key.